Okay, so we are live now. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes. Okay, I think we can start.
Okay, Suhas. Okay, thank you. So, hello everyone. Very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever places you are joining now. First of all, for thanks for joining this seventh episode of Talklify community. And in this episode, we will discuss about the Microsoft Teams development. Before getting into the session, I would like to give a small introduction about Talklify community and about our speaker. Talklify community is mainly focused on Microsoft technologies, and we organize every second Saturday of month uh, from morning 10 a.m. IST to 12 p.m. IST. And we have another dedicated community for Angular, which is called NG Kerala. And every fourth Saturday of every month, we will be organizing events for NG Kerala from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. IST. Okay, today we have two awesome speakers. Uh, Divya and Jayakumar, but unfortunately, Jayakumar is not able to join today. But don't worry, Jayakumar's session will be handled by Divya as well. So, and we are much glad to say that this is Divya's first public speaking. All the very best, Divya. Over to you.
Thank you, Sundaram. Uh, Good morning to everyone, whoever is listening. And as Sundaram said, this is my first talking session, and I am very glad to do this. And it was a grand, warm welcome, Sundaram. Thanks for that. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. So I think we can jump on to the topic. I'll be sharing my screen now. Hope my screen is visible. Please let me know if my
Uh,
screen is visible.
um, no, Divya.
Not
So
yet.
yeah,
One second.
yeah, got it.
Yeah. So the first topic which I'm going to take will be on creating a bot using your teams. So our agenda today will be like a small teams introduction and what are teams app which we have and what is your teams and what is bot channel registration. So these will be the topic which I'll cover in this session. So, what is Microsoft Teams? Most probably everyone would have been knowing by now. It's a collaboration platform where we can message, call, and do file sharing, and we can schedule meetings within the teams. The new development in the teams is like we can even enhance our application as a iframe. So it helps developer to enhance their applications and share the applications within the working organization within the working people. So that's what Microsoft Teams is about. So what are the Teams apps which we have is tabs, bot, messaging extensions, webhooks, and Microsoft Graph. Tabs is basically a collection of framework where you can put all for a particular information. If you need information about the sites whichever is using inside your organization, you can create a separate tab and you can post all inside your personal tab. So bot is a conversational flow where we can do actions based on the conversations which is happening in the bot. It's basically a messaging channel, and messaging extension is nothing but uh, this allows us to share outer resources within the teams. For example, SharePoint list we can share inside the messaging extension, or we can share other resources in other sites in this messaging extensions. Webhook is almost same as messaging extension, and we have another topic called Microsoft Graph for Teams. So in this session, we'll be covering mostly on tab and bot. So what are the prerequisites for the topic creating bot and tab is you'll be required to have a Microsoft Azure subscription, which allows a bot channel registration, which is a payable one, and you need a Teams account, and Yeoman and Gulp should have been installed in your machine. So that's the command npm install -g yo gulp is the command. -G represents the global installation. You would be required Node.js latest version, and generated teams. Generated teams is just a plugin where we'll have teams have a lot of plugins. Plugins or generator, we can use both the phrases. So, like for example, we are going to use your team, so we need teams generator. If we are going to do some work on SharePoint, we'll be needing SharePoint generator. So Teams generator should have been installed in the machine, and ngrok. You just need this application exe, which is available in browsing. So you need all these prerequisites for creating bot or tab using your teams. So first we'll see what is bot channel registration. So this is a sample pic how the bot channel registration looks like, and I'll show you how to register bot channel registration. So this is what as I said earlier, you need an Azure subscription. So when you go to a portal Azure page, so you can see create resource. You have to click on that, and you have to choose bot channel registration. First topic which I'm going to cover is creating bot. So that is under bot channel registration. So you have to create a resource which is called bot channel registration. So bot handle will be the name of the bot which you're going to create, and subscription. This is where the subscription part plays a role. And resource group, you can create a new resource group every time. So this group is like for a where you're creating a bot inside a group. So you can have a new group, or you can use an existing group. Location, you can choose the nearest location to your place. By default, we can keep East US. So we have two options to choose 1K premium messages or 10K premium messages. We can choose as per our requirement. By default, we can choose 1K premium messages per unit. So messaging endpoint URL will be the URL which your bot is going to run on. So when you're creating a bot, you can leave it as an empty, or you can give anything that ends with /API/messages. Because after creating a bot, after deploying the bot, we'll be giving the bot URL in the messaging endpoint and the later part. So application insights, you can by default off it, and you can click auto create app ID and password. So we'll be requiring this app ID and password, which is going to be used inside the bot creation in your teams. So when you click auto create app ID and password, an app ID and a separate password for this bot channel will be created. I have already created a bot channel, which is this one, the exact same thing which I have described you. So in that, if you go inside settings and configuration, you can see the app ID which has been created for this bot. And in manage, we'll be having a place called certificates and secrets, where you can create a secret password. So which I have already created, or either you can delete this and create a new client secret. You can give a password and you will retrieve a value. So this will be the app ID password, which is you're going to use inside your teams. So that's all about the bot channel registration right now. So now you have to go and create your app bot using this bot channel. So I'll be showing a small demo of how we'll create a bot channel registration now. Sorry, creating bot using your teams now. So the command is your teams hyphen hyphen skip hyphen install. So what is your teams is like, as I mentioned, using human generator only, we are going to create a Teams application right now. Why I have used skip install is okay. First, I'll describe what are the questions, and while it is getting installed, I'll explain what is your teams, the hyphen hyphen skip hyphen install. We can keep our solution name, all we can choose all the default items, but if you want, you can even change it. By default, I'll be using the basic manifest version which we are having. We are going to create a bot first, so I'm selecting bot. All the default option I'm giving for these questions. So this is the place where the app ID which we got in the bot channel registration plays a role. So at this place, you have to go and copy the Microsoft app ID which you got. This is the link between the your teams and bot channel registration. So this app ID will be used inside your project now. So you have to use that Microsoft app ID. So what has happened now is it has scaffolded the project's whole project for us. And when you use, so this is the folder where my project has been loaded. So as I gave your teams hyphen hyphen skip hyphen install, it skipped the node module installation because I have already installed node modules in my machine. So every time for every project, you need not install node modules again. So what I will do is I have already had node modules in my different project. So I have zipped it and I kept it here. This is just to reduce the time in showing the demo, but you can install node modules every time also. So what I've done is I've copied the node modules from different project and I've used it here. That's the exact step which I'm doing now. So this extraction will take quite time. So meanwhile, I'll explain what you can do when you don't have node modules. This will be the step when you don't have node modules, just your teams. If you give hyphen hyphen skip hyphen install, it means we are instructing the command to skip the node modules installation. So our demo project has been loaded and the node modules is getting extracted in the location which I have given, which will take a small time. Meanwhile, what we can do is, as I mentioned, we had the password ID, Microsoft App ID password in this page. So you need this exact password value now. The password here is like now encrypted. First time when you're creating the secret, the value would have been there. You should have copy pasted it somewhere because once you leave this page, it will be like encrypt. It will be in the salted format. So what I have done is I have already copy pasted the password which I have created. So we have to use that Microsoft app password in the your team's project. 1 second, guys. Or I think I can even create a new we can delete this because we can create a new secret password also. You can just click copy to clipboard and you will be getting, you can copy paste it somewhere so that you can use it later. And now we will be using this app ID password in our project. So this will be this Microsoft app password variable will be located in .env file. So this information where we can go and put our password ID and all will be present in the readme file in the exact name where what we have given for our project. So demo bot is the project name which I have given. There it would have mentioned or env files will have all the IDs and password details. So using that we can go to .env and we can change our password. So this is based on the app ID which we gave during the Yeoman Teams command, which have prompted us to enter for the Microsoft app ID. So now your project is ready. All you have to do is just build your project. There we have to use the command gulp build. So gulp build will deploy our project, but it will have all to deploy it. It will build our project. So to deploy it, like in public HTTPS URL, it will give only localhost URL. That's the place where we'll use ngrok. Ngrok is used to convert our localhost URLs into HTTPS. That is to publish it in a DNS format. So that is where we'll use ngrok feature here. So first we'll give gulp build where it will build our project. So the build has been completed. So as I said, now we'll be using ngrok feature. This is the command to get our ngrok URL for the same project. So already we have got our ngrok URL here. So now we have to just copy this ngrok URL and we have to go to our bot channel again, where in the messaging endpoint you can give any URL at the creation time. So after that the URL should be like HTTPS, then your ngrok URL /API/messages. So this is the format for the messaging endpoint should be. Click apply. That means your local application and your bot registration has been synced. So at the end of ngrok, it will be even shown that the local port where it is running, where the application can be run. It will mention the localhost port also. So once this is saved, we can test our bot if it is working, because as I said, your teams will have the basic project for the bot. So we can go and do that in test web chat. As we have already synced the your team's project to the bot, in this page we can test our bot, whatever we have created. So this is the sample card which is there in the bot project. I'll explain how they have inserted this here. So which already has a command hello. So when you give hello, it will give you an interactive message and it will reply to you for a hello message. But when you give something else, because our basic project has already have code base for these things, so any other thing whatever you're typing, it will give a different interactive message. So you have to change all these things based on your requirement in the bot. So now we can this is in test web chat. Now you can even include this in your teams in the way, as I said, it is running in localhost 3007 port number. One second. You guys. Some error has happened now, so I'm just building it again to get the new ngrok URL. So whenever you're running this ngrok, you have to go and change the ngrok URL in the messaging endpoint. So once this has been applied, so this is the local port where it is running. As I said, just I have changed the ngrok URL, and I in test web chat, as I have described, it will the sample cards will be shown here. So how to add it into a Teams? You have to run the localhost URL in the browser, and which will prompt you to add that to Teams. So this will directly add your bot to the Teams which you have. So the same thing will come now. So if I say which is not which is the so only for hello they have written a code base. So if I give something else, it will give the other prompts. This is the place where you can where you have to change your code base based on your requirement. So now to see how they have added all those adaptive cards here in the project, go to source, go to app. Inside your project name, there will be a same project name.ts file where they would have already mentioned the welcome card and help dialog. This is the JSON file which they have used, which we saw in the application. Welcome to sample test is the welcome card which they have used. I'll show you how does the JSON file looks. This is the adaptive card which they have used. Adaptive card is a different feature in Teams which we can use, which reduces the complexity of showing an information and which eases out the process in performing the actions. So this is the adaptive card which they have used in our sample application. So for now, I'll show a small demo of how we can create our own adaptive card. So if you go to the adaptive card designer page, we have all the sample adaptive cards. If you want to use this, these are the sample adaptive cards which they already have, or you can design your own card. So this is the sample card which they have given, and we need JSON to be included in our project. So before going into this JSON part, we have to remodify our adaptive cards. So I won't be needing this. Like, this is basically like you can create your own adaptive cards like by completely from the scratch, or you can start from here. So I'm just adding a small text block in my adaptive card which says sample. That's it. This is the only card which I'm going to use now. You can add the values directly here, or you can go to the every time when you're adding a block. Now I have added text block, so the text icon we can add here also, change here also. If not, you can have all the variables which you're going to use here. Say for example, title text is the new text which I'm going to use. You can have this title text here, and you can copy paste it in the text column of a text block using this syntax. So it will display the same thing, sample card. For example, I'm showing this. So this is our so we can't use this sample data editor values in our project. So I'll be directly encoding my values here. So now our JSON is ready. This is our sample JSON, which you'll copy it, and you can save it by whatever name you want. For now, I am in your same project directory you should be including, or you should have to give the exact actual path. Now I'll be copying it in my project folder where they have already stored the other JSON files. So here are the other JSON files which they have which already they have saved. So I'll be giving dot please. And one more thing is your version should be 1 or 2. That's the basic version which is being supported. Here you can change the version. 1 or 2 is the supported version in your teams where you can use this adaptive cards. So whatever card you are creating, remember it to choose target version as 1 or 2. So now sample card JSON is ready. If you go to your project, you will even see the file sample card.json. We'll be using the exact steps what they have used for welcome card, how they are displaying it. So you will be needing another TS file, which is a project file, to call this sample card JSON. I'll name it sample dialog. The naming conventions are completely based on our requirement. Just for the clarification or for the clarity, I'm using the same JSON name in the TS file also, just sample dialog. So what I'm going to use there is so this is the JSON file. This TS file, this means this TS file is exporting the JSON which has been in the represented location. So we have included the sample card in our project. How we have to use this sample card in our project is you have to import the exact card which you have created now. So it will actually, when you're typing itself, it will show you all the paths and whatever is needed to be included. So you have already included the sample card in your project. Now in using part, this is just a demo thing, so you can use it as per your requirement. So when I say sample, I would need my sample card to be included there. So how we'll include our sample is, context or syntax. If you're giving a text, it will give you just a text. But now we want our card to be displayed. So this is the method to call our cards. So the card which we have used there, we have to give the name of that. You have to add that to the card factory of the adaptive card, and you have to use that attachment here. So this is the way where you can use the sample card. First, we'll see if the basic thing is happening. For sample also. Oh, I have closed this. Sorry, I have actually, when you're doing this, the application should be keep running, and I have stopped that. So you have to use the new ngrok URL now. So what I actually did is I have copied this ngrok URL when it even started, but we have to wait till this command comes. Like as it has started, finished all the installation and all the injection part, and when it gives the host name again, then you have to copy paste in the bot channel registration. So this is the sample card which we created here exactly, which has been replied back here. So this is how we will be using adaptive cards inside. It's not just the adaptive cards, but it's the way to implement an adaptive card inside our bot. So this is how we'll be creating a bot using Yoteams. I'll continue with how creating tabs using Yoteams. Then we can refine the questions, I guess. Hope it is okay for everyone.
Yeah, sure. Divya.
So now everything is going to be same in creating tab. Only thing is we don't require bot channel registration in creating tab, because just for creating a bot you need all those registration for the chat flows. If you are going to create a tab, we'll be skipping that part alone in our project building. Otherwise, almost till creating a project, everything is same. As I have told you already, what Microsoft Teams tab is the place where you can group all your activities, a group of activities in a single page. It is easy to identify same information. If it is going to, like for example, as I said, if you need or if you need to view all the website collection in one page, we can create a tab for that, and you can keep it in your already having channel, or you can keep it as a separate tabs. So we have two tabs in Teams. One is personal tab and one is tab which is configurable tab, which we are going to include in a Teams channel which is already there. These are the two team tabs which we have. So the prerequisite for creating tabs also will be same as what you will be requiring. What Microsoft 365 tenant is of basically the Teams account you need, and you need permissions to load your app into the Teams, because you will be yeah, you need basically you need a permission to include your tab in your Teams. And you should have a basic knowledge on Node.js and JavaScript and Visual Studio Code. Node.js, as I said earlier, will be the latest Node.js which should have been installed in your machine. So all the other things are same which I said for bot. So I'm just skipping this page. And so what is Teams tab? They have mentioned what are the two tabs which they have here. As I said earlier, again tabs will be an iframe web application, which is an iframe which has been included inside the Teams. So Microsoft doesn't have anything to do with application. It's an iframe application which we create. So we'll go into a demo of creating tabs now. First, I'll show the demo of creating personal tab. So the same your Teams command you're going to use, because all the tab or bot is going to come under Teams. Because inside the project it has already seen the JSON files, package file, everything. So I'm just making another file. You can use most of the default items here. Now we are going to create a tab, so we have to choose the option as tab. You can leave this blank where we are going to host the solution. And by default for loading indicator, we can choose no. Default tab name can be First, I'm going to create a personal tab. So what we have done is, here also I could have skipped installing npm modules, which I forget to do. But what this is doing is it has scaffolded a whole project for your tab creation, and it is also including the node modules now. So it is installing the node modules, which is completely okay. If you don't have node modules, or if you don't want the node modules again, you can skip this part by giving -skip -install. It will take quite a time, but it won't take much time, but it will take quite a time. But meanwhile, where I can show you the other options for T tab. I guess we can wait for a little amount of time. We can even skip this part by canceling this operation, and I can give the your teams again. And again, I have to copy back all the node modules from different location, and I have to extract here, and which I think will take almost same time. So I'm not skipping this operation now. So I can go through the PPT meanwhile when it is getting installed. So where we can add teams, as I said earlier, is this is the configurable tab, teams tab, which you can see in a channel where you have already where you already have a channel. You can add your tab into a channel, or you can create a new channel, a new tabs. It's as a separate tab, not within your channel. So these are the two tabs which I have mentioned, which I'm going to show in demo also. Okay, I think it is going to take quite a time. I'm just skipping the operation. It's not allowing me to skip the operation also now. Okay. I think we have to wait because it is not allowing me to skip the operation. Like I try to close the session which is happening now, installation which is happening now. It is not allowing me to close. So I think we have to wait. So what I'm going to do is so again I'm choosing everything. This is the easiest way. And again, now I'm going to include all the node modules. What is the path? Okay. We have to include node modules here. So here, as this is a personal tab, you need two things to do here. You have to go to your manifest.json file. So we have given the version as 1.6. For tabs, you can use 1.7 also. Earlier also you could have chosen that. So just change this one and make sure your gulp.config.js has all the version schemas included in your supported schemas. So 1.7 is also there. For tabs, you can use 1.7. So these are the two things which you have to configure, or you have to make sure things are correct in your page, in your tabs project. This will take only a little time. It won't take much time as it was installing the node modules when you're using your teams. So my node modules extraction has been completed and my project is also ready now. You just have to give gulp and grok serve here because it doesn't have anything else to build it. You just need to get deployed with the ngrok URL. As we can see already, the ngrok has given the given its host ID. But still the things have not get completed. So our thing got completed. Now what we have to do is go to our teams, more apps. This is the reason which I already mentioned. For uploading a customized app in your teams, you will be needing all the permission things. So this you should have configured it before even before even starting these things project. So our project, when we are doing gulp ngrok serve, it would have zipped all the project files inside your project folder. Inside package, you will have the zip file. You just have to upload it in your customized. When you click upload a customized tab, you have to upload your zip file here, which will ask you to add, which will prompt you to add the tab. So when you click add, the tab has been separately generated. Okay, I think it stopped. Yes. Oh, okay. When you are creating a tab, you just have to make sure that you are having the latest node modules. You can do that by when it gets stopped, I'll do that one, which is again installing the latest node modules version. So this is how you will be adding the tab. Now it has failed because of the node modules which I'm having is not the latest one. So if you include the latest one, your personal tab will show you something like this. Will show you something like this. Not the not found error, but something related to tunnel and your IP will be there. So this is how you will be creating your personal tab, and the steps are going to be again exactly same for creating the customized tab. Customized tab means the configurable tab, which we are going to include it in your channel, which is already existing. So for that, I'll stop this one for a second and close this. I can do one more directory to create a customized tab. Also, you have to again use the yotunes generator. You can't use the same generator which you have created for personal tab, because those two are separate applications. Here also I'm going to skip the node modules. I guess it won't throw any error. So again, you'll be choosing most of the default items, except in the place that you have to choose if you're going to create a personal tab or a configurable tab. So here earlier I have chosen personal, that is a static tab. Now I'm going to choose a configurable tab. Now where I'm going to include this configurable tab will be in a teams. In a teams, in a channel, I'm going to include this tab. Now we'll create it as a full page application. Now what was the earlier question was, this tab can be included in the SharePoint Online also, which is going to be a separate topic which we are not going to cover now. So if you are choosing that, you can choose as a full page application or as a web part. Now by default you can choose anything, because now I'm not going to show a demo of SharePoint web application tab. So your project is ready, and again what you have to do is you need to copy node modules, and you have to extract it to. I haven't installed the node modules for this project, where I have used the command --skip -install. So I have to copy the node modules from other projects or wherever the directory where you have the node modules folder. So when you go to the project, again in your manifest file, just make sure a new placeholder called configurable tabs has been present. This is one difference between your personal tab and configurable tabs. This placeholder wouldn't have been present in the personal tab which we have created earlier. So this is one change. You can have 1.6, or if you want you can change it to 1.7. I think 1.7 also will work here. The second thing is one thing in the manifest JSON is you can change the schemas if you want, or if you and you have to make sure the configured tabs has been present. If this is not loaded properly, that means your project has been not loaded properly using uteams. And the second thing you have to make sure is if gulp.config.js is supporting all the schemas which you have represented in the manifest file. So I have used 1.7, but you can use 1.6 also. Just to show you that we can use 1.7, I have changed the schema name in the manifest file. So gulp.config.js is supporting all the schemas. So now the project is ready to get deployed. The same process we are going to do for the personal tabs and for the configurable tab. Everything will be same, except that you have to choose configurable tab when you're creating the generator, when you're using the generator. And in Teams, there is a difference between loading your tabs. That's the two difference which is between personal tab and configurable tab. So node models extraction has been happened. When you're given the command itself, it would have given you the ngrok URL, but you just have to wait till it gets completed. So now it got completed. Now what we can do is, there is already one configurable tab which I have added here. Now I'm going to add same way, only for including the tab you will be using upload a customized tab. For bot you don't need this part of execution. So in bot it will be a bot channel registration where it will be a sync between your teams and bot, and here it will be an upload a customized tab where you are integrating your project with your teams. So there is a this is our new tab which we have configured now, which we have created now. So it will prompt you, as it is a configurable tab. When you click this, it will prompt you to ask in which teams you have to add this conf tab for. So I have, there are two teams in my two teams inside my teams. So I'll see where I'm getting this added. Oh, okay. So how basically this will happen is, this is again because of the node modules which I have copied back. So why this is not found is that this is my test tab which I've created earlier. Just for the demo purpose, I'm showing the tab which I've already created. So this ngrok URL have been, the session have been ended. That means ngrok URL will be available. I think it will be only for an hour or until you close it. So this ngrok URL I have already closed the session, so it is giving you not found error. But if not, it will be giving you something like this. This is your tab, a sample button. That's what you will get. If you want, I think I can try demoing it. What I'm trying to do is to install node modules again, but it will take again 5 minutes. But that's it. That's all you have to do. You just have to include the latest node modules for your tab, and your tab will be added as a configure tab. Your tab will be added in your channel. So this is how you'll be creating personal tabs and configurable tabs inside your teams. As I said, these are the for the static tab. There is personal tab in the manifest file. You will be having a placeholder called static tabs, and in for configurable tabs, it will be instead of personal, it will be a configurable tabs. So these are the steps which I have already shown you. So I think that's all about creating tab and creating a bot using your teams. And we can play around with the application as per a requirement using adaptive cards in creating bots and using adaptive cards in your tabs. Sorry, in tabs you can have adaptive cards because it's an application. Bot is the interactive session, so where you can have the conversation, but conversation as an adaptive card. So any questions if you have, you can post it now. I am done with my session, so if there is any questions to ask, you can ask.
Yeah, hello Divya, can you hear me?
Hi Suhas.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I think I have
So
completed the session so soon.
yeah, that's fine, Divya. Okay, so I think there are no questions.
Okay.
So till now, okay. So I personally have a question in this session. So how
Okay.
so you talked about like Yeoman generator, right? Like how
Correct.
we can install it in our machine, and also how we can install that gulp in our machine.
Uh, I would have mentioned here. npm install -g
Uh,
yo is.
you're not sharing your screen, Divya.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry. Let me know if you can see my screen, Suhas.
Yeah, yes, Divya.
So this
Okay.
is the command to install yo and gulp together. But if you want, you can install it separately also. Like say
Mhm.
if you just need to install yo, you just need npm install yo. Or if it is going to be only gulp, this will be your command.
Okay, okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks, Divya.
thank you.
Okay, so those are the questions, I guess. So let me create a panel. Okay, guys, like if you have any doubts, you can ask, you can contact her in Twitter regarding this session. If you have any doubts, any clarifications, just reach out to her on Twitter. So this is Twitter handle Bharti Dinesh said, and you can reach out to her. So once again, thanks, Divya. So it was a good talk. I think it was not like your first one, but it was a very nice talk, and yeah, keep contributing to the community.
Yeah, thank you, Sukas, again for the opportunity which you gave. And again, it is a great session for me also, as this is my first time. I have learned a lot. Like how to use StreamYard or how to present myself. I'm not so sure if I've reached a level where I can present perfectly, but I have
Mhm.
learned a little.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, Divya. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday.
Thank you, Suhas.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so I'm
Or if you're
okay.
not going to leave the session, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine, dear. So I just want to convey one thing to the audience. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay, okay, guys. So I think like we completed the session the way too sooner. So that's fine. Um, so this is our meetup link, like meetup.com/talklify community. Like if you are interested to join our meetup group, you can just go on to this link, meetup.com/talklify community. And here we have all the events, the upcoming events, and you can also check out the past events if you're interested. Like Sundara mentioned it in the first slide, we have two communities, for one for Angular and one for Microsoft events. So all the events will be in this meetup group. Just go and click join group, like you'll have a join button here. And once you so we have 377 members. So if you join this group, you'll get update about our future events, and you can stay up to date with our community. So consider joining us. So just go to meetup.com/talkfree community and click join. So once again, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks to all the speakers and attendees. Thanks for your interest and thanks for your support, guys, and you'll keep supporting. Yeah, so stay safe and thanks for joining. So let's meet next month. Thank you.